pick one day every week. I think Sundays are a great day to do this, where you spend about 30 minutes just getting everything out of your head that has been, stressing you out, or things you need to address, or things you need to do for the following week, and just do a complete brain dump. Once a month, you should sit down with your partner, your spouse, or whoever it makes sense to sit down with, and just together come up with everything that you can think of that you'd like to do in the next, 90 days. And that's what Brett and I did tonight. So we came up with our 90-day brain dump. And we do that inside the Smart Life Push Journal. And it's so important you do this in writing. Now, obviously, this is why I created this, because I used to just do it like in a regular old like notebook. But then you're carrying a notebook and then a journal separately. So you have this blank page every single day. And I just do this once a week on Sundays, and I use it for a brainstorming list. And don't worry about what's on my list, because it ain't none of your business anyways. So we'll cover that up. So I come up with a complete list, right? And Brett comes up with his complete list. We cross-reference our list. You don't have to do it with a partner. It's what we do. Then I come back through and I look at I just get it out of my head first. Anything I'm thinking of, I get it out of my head for the next 90 days. And then I put a little red dot by anything that I feel like it's going to move the needle, or it needs to be addressed right now. It's urgent. Because everything feels urgent when you're letting it bounce around in your head. But when you get it on paper, you're like, yeah, this one's not such a big deal. This one's a big deal. This one's a big deal, right? So then we figure that out. And then we sit down and we look at each other. Then what we do is we look at each one of those 3 bullet points or 4 bullet points, however many there are. It's not a specific number. We try to limit it, though, to under 5, ideally 3. And we pick those 3 things and we say, okay, so to solve this week, what are each one of the tasks that has to be assigned or completed in order to have this taken care of? And then we kind of brainstorm that. We break them down into smaller bite-sized pieces and we assign them to the appropriate people. And then, even on a Sunday night, we go into Asana. That's the program we use for project management. That allows us to give it a date. It allows us to track the progress of it. Asana, ASANA, or Trello. We've also used Trello and really liked it. Bootcamp, Slack. These are all project management programs. If you've got a team of more than one person, you should have something like that, so you can keep track of who's doing what and are they meeting their deadlines. And it's so freeing in your head, a plan that is in place that's been prioritized. Now we go back to the Smart Life Push Journal, and then what I do is I take whatever tasks I've assigned to myself and I write in just 1 per day, a maximum of 3 per day, so that I'm really limiting the things that I must get done to 3 things that move the needle, that relate to my push goal. And then I can write in any additional tasks, but the key is tonight we did a 90-day brainstorm. And now I will have that with me every single day. So, as will happen when you start using a push journal, you start flying through tasks faster than you could possibly ever imagine. And you don't have to go through this process again. You just flip back to your brainstorming list and you pluck items off of that list. And before you know it, what you thought was going to take 90 days takes like 2 weeks. It's crazy. Can I show you what the other day I asked on Instagram how the push journal has helped them? Because most people who buy the push journal have used other journals. They've either used a gratitude journal or a quickie journal or a bullet journal. I don't want to list journals by name, but I think all journals are fantastic. I don't think that the push journal is for everybody. I think you have to find your perfect journal. And yes, there's plenty of people who've already copied us. Thank you, which is supposed to be the greatest form of flattery. But let me show you what else you can do. And then actually, before I show you the other pieces of the push journal, because it's really fast and simple, what I'm teaching you right now is kind of like the 90-day process. But I think it'd be cool for you to see, when I asked Instagram people, I said, if you happen to use the push journal, can you share if it's helped you? And these are unfiltered. These are the responses I immediately got back. Now what I do is I take the things that I know must get done tomorrow, and I pick just 3 things, and I put them at the top of my list. First, I always start with my push goal for the 90-day period, which is book sales. I've got a goal of 15K. I actually should find out tomorrow where we're at. But then I list the things that really must get done, and that all these things I'd like to get done, but you've got to pick the 3 that must get done because they move the needle. And I focus, and I don't do any of these until I get these 3 done. And then I can get to the rest of my list. And if I don't get this done and I just do these 3, I'm a success. So it's focusing on less instead of focusing on more. It just helps you to focus on what's important. Then on the following page, I list out my schedule for tomorrow. I list out what time I wake up. I list out my workout. I even record prep time. I record what I'm doing during the day. And I actually even schedule in time for replies. Now, normally I'm not working until 8 o'clock at night, but it's just a busy time. So that means tomorrow, the only time I'm going to have to reply to people's messages to me is between 6 and 8. And I'm just going to tell you that I'm also going to give myself permission that if I'm exhausted and dead by this time, I might not do that. But I literally schedule in time where I'm going to talk to my lifers like you guys. It's really important to me. It's important to my business. But I don't want you to think that I don't normally work this late. It's because I'm prioritizing this time with Sean. He's just such a valuable person for me to spend time with. He's really smart. He's kind. He's knowledgeable. We just dig into this stuff, and we share our findings, what his team's working on, what my team's working on, the conferences that we've been to. We collaborate on our information and social media. And so this is really a valuable way for me to be able to serve my Marketing Impact Academy students. And plus I like spending time with them. Now, it's a special treat for me first thing in the morning because I've already planned out my day and really most of my week and really a lot of the next 90 days. Tomorrow morning, this is already done. I'll lay it across my sink, which forces me to look at my schedule, and it keeps me on track and focused. I will write down I save what I'm going to be grateful for. I write that first thing in the morning because that's the right way to start my day. And because I've already done all my planning, I can relax. I wake up focused. I'll listen to an audio book or some kind of learning while I get ready, and then I'll go work out. And then this page I will use for all of my notes during the time that I'm meeting with Sean. If I need additional notes, I will keep them in the back of the book. There's additional pages. Here I'll record my meals. This keeps me accountable for my water intake, my workout, sleep, and then I can also track, if you're into it, you can track your macros, or if you're an intermittent faster, this is a way to keep a running record of when you're eating your meals. Now, I am not a stickler I'm not always doing intermittent fasting. I'm not always tracking my macros. But as you'll see with the 1-3-1 method, you learn how it is important to do this from time to time because otherwise it's difficult to improve that which we don't measure. So it is nice for me I like to flip back and go like, okay, so how many days in the last week did I work back? Or how much water did I drink? It keeps me accountable. And that's what gives you freedom. And freedom makes you feel peaceful. And that's my goal. That's my word. Yes, to answer your question, we are getting more of the black push journals in. We are completely sold out at the moment. And I know a lot of the colors are sold out. But we will be getting more in. I don't know the date off the top of my head. I guess the moral of that story is don't wait, because it sucks when you fall in love with the journal and then you want to reorder and we're sold out. And I know we're sold out of some colors, but really, does the color matter? It's freedom, and it's what it does for your life that should matter the most, frankly. I mean, the colors are cute, but let's face it, it's about having control of your day, which helps you to have control of your week, which helps you to feel in control of your whole life.